The story of Bugatti is a journey marked by brilliance, success, tragedy, and resilience. To fully appreciate the tale, we need to go back a century, to a small basement in Germany, where Ettore Bugatti's dream began. Ettore Bugatti was born on September 15, 1881, in Milan, Italy, to a family deeply rooted in art and design. His father, Carlo Bugatti, was a highly acclaimed furniture and jewelry designer. His grandfather was a renowned architect and sculptor. Art was in the bloodline, and while Ettore's younger brother, Rembrandt, followed the path of sculpture, Ettore was destined to make his mark in engineering. From a young age, Ettore displayed an innate understanding of mechanics. At just 16, he was able to repair a broken tricycle, impressing his father, who saw in him the same brilliance he saw in his own designs. Carlo encouraged Ettore to pursue an apprenticeship at Peretti & Stucchi, a factory that specialized in bicycles and sewing machines. Here, Ettore was introduced to the world of engineering, mechanical design, and, eventually, automobiles. At the age of 19, Ettore left Peretti & Stucchi and began working independently, starting to design his own automobiles. Even though he had no formal engineering training, Ettore's talent for design and mechanics was undeniable. His obsession with perfection led him to design every single component of his vehicles, from the engine to the bodywork. This dedication was more than just craftsmanship, was an art form. Ettore's work quickly caught the attention of the Dietrich Company in Germany, a manufacturer of automobiles. At just 19 years old, Ettore signed his first professional contract, co-signed by his father, as he was still a minor. He moved to Niederbronn-Leban in Germany, where he spent a few years working with Dietrich. During this time, Etto developed his own ideas about automobile design that would eventually set him apart from his contemporaries. One of his early breakthroughs came in 1903, when he built a motorized tricycle for a race between Paris and Bordeaux. Ettore's design was ahead of its time. He placed both the driver and engine low in the chassis for better aerodynamics and handling. This was a radical departure from the norm, as most cars of the era had the driver seated higher. His design would later influence the development of race car aerodynamics, becoming standard practice in the industry. By 1909, Ettore Bugatti was ready to strike out on his own. He left Dietrich and founded his own company, Bugatti Automobiles, in the Alsatian town of Molsheim, France. Ettore was one of the first engineers to use racing competitions as a platform to showcase his cars, which helped to establish the Bugatti name as synonymous with both speed and elegance. The first car to bear the Bugatti name was the Type 10, which Ettore had worked on in the basement of his home. The car was a 1.2-liter four-cylinder engine that weighed just 365 kilograms, making it incredibly lightweight for the time. This design helped Bugatti's car achieve a top speed of 80 kilometers per hour, a remarkable feat in 1909. Ettore was now in the spotlight, and the Type 10 marked the beginning of Bugatti's automotive legacy. However, Ettore was not content with the Type 10 and continually sought ways to improve his designs. The Bugatti Type 13 was the next evolution of his vision. Featuring a more advanced 4-valve per-cylinder design, the Type 13 was capable of producing 30 horsepower, which was an impressive amount of power given its lightweight 300-kilogram chassis. The car went on to secure a second-place finish in the 1911 French Grand Prix, cementing Bugatti's reputation as one of the finest car designers in the world. The outbreak of World War I in 1914 halted Bugatti's progress. During the war, Ettore returned to Milan before relocating to Paris. There, he collaborated with the Duesenberg brothers, creating the U-16 engine, a design that would later influence the overhead camshaft and straight-eight engine technologies. The war was a difficult period for Bugatti, but after its conclusion, Ettore returned to Molsheim, a part of France, to continue his work. The post-war years saw Bugatti's cars gain a reputation for reliability, speed, and innovation. The Type 13, now known as the Type 13 Brescia, won numerous races, including the 1920 Le Mans and the 1921 Brescia race. The Type 13's success led to over 2,000 units being built before 1926, making it one of Bugatti's most successful cars. In the 1920s, Ettore Bugatti's success in the racing world continued with the introduction of the Type 35. This model became Bugatti's most successful racing car, winning over 1,000 races during its lifetime. In 1924, the Type 35 made its debut at the Grand Prix in Lyon, and it immediately became a dominant force in motorsport. Bugatti didn't just revolutionize the world of racing, he also brought luxury to the automotive world with the introduction of the Bugatti Type 41 Royale in 1926. The Royale was the largest, most luxurious car ever built at the time, and only a select group of aristocrats and royalty could afford it. The car was a masterpiece of automotive design, combining power with opulence, and became known as the Bugatti Royale. But as with all great success stories, darker times were on the horizon. By the mid-1930s, the Great Depression took its toll on Bugatti. Sales of the Royale plummeted, and the company was on the verge of bankruptcy. The French government stepped in and offered Bugatti the opportunity to design and manufacture rail cars, which helped save the company financially. However, things took a tragic turn for Ettore Bugatti in 1939. His son, Jean Bugatti, who had grown up to be a brilliant engineer himself, was killed in a car crash while testing a new vehicle. Jean's death devastated Ettore, who had lost not only his son but also the heir to his legacy. To make matters worse, just 3 weeks after Jean's death, the German army invaded Alsace and took control of the Bugatti factory. Ettore, anticipating the invasion, had moved much of the company's equipment to Bordeaux. Despite his efforts, the Germans seized the factory and demanded that he produce torpedoes and cars for the Nazi war machine. Ettore refused, and in 1940, he was forced to sell the company and its machinery for less than half its value, marking the beginning of Bugatti's decline. Ettore Bugatti fled to Paris, where he tried to rebuild his life by designing aviation engines and torpedo boats. His health began to deteriorate rapidly, and by 1944, his wife Barbara passed away, adding to his grief. In 1947, after years of legal battles, Bugatti regained some of his company's assets, but it was too late. His health had severely worsened, and he passed away in 1947 at the age of 66. The Bugatti factory was abandoned, and the company ceased to exist. It wasn't until 1987 that the Bugatti brand was revived. Italian entrepreneur Romano Artioli acquired the company and brought the Bugatti name back into the automotive spotlight. In 1991, the Bugatti EB110 was launched, a supercar capable of reaching speeds of 213 miles per hour. Though only 139 units were built, the EB110 marked a significant return for Bugatti. But the brand's resurgence would face further challenges. In 1995, Bugatti went bankrupt due to mismanagement, only to be acquired by Volkswagen in 1998. In 2005, the Bugatti Veyron was introduced, shattering speed records and becoming the fastest road-going production car in the world with a top speed of 254 miles per hour. The Veyron would be replaced by the Bugatti Chiron in 2015. And in 2019, the Chiron set a new record by reaching 305 miles per hour, cementing Bugatti's place in the world of supercars. Today, Bugatti is synonymous with the pinnacle of luxury, speed, and performance. Ettore Bugatti's vision lives on in every car the brand produces, and his legacy as one of the greatest automotive engineers in history is undeniable. From the triumphs of the early 20th century to the supercar phenoms of today, Bugatti continues to push the boundaries of what's possible in the automotive world. A testament to a man who never stopped dreaming.